We really need your help today. This is a fundraiser, and it is actually emergency fundraiser. If you could go to our PayPal account, please go there and help us. We need your help. We really do. When we started the field report, we did not think we were going to end up doing these reports and literally showing up on scenes, and we had no idea we would ever do whatever we've done. But when you support what we're doing here at the field report, you're helping us make a difference in the lives of a victim, the lives of kids, lives of people that might need it. We don't know where that help is going to come from, but we're just praying and we're hoping that you support us. We're trying to attempt to do a fundraiser, and we've tried to get supplies. We try to do anything, but there's been a lot of problems we've run into, and we do not want to lose our place of our job or anything like that. So by you helping us and you donating to our PayPal account, the information below in the description box, this fundraiser is because it is an emergency. We do need that help. We could lose our place, our office, our building within the next 24 hours. So we're asking for your support. It is an emergency. We do need to raise $2,300 plus another additional costs. So if you are somebody that likes to help, please understand we need your help today. By keeping the field report and our business together, you're helping us pay the rent and office and supplies. We'll ask. Thank you for your support. These reports are so important, so I hope you understand by doing these reports and helping support us today, you'll also get to hear the real life story of some of the people that have been on the field in their field report, and we will sound off. So I just want to caution all of you for this report. There is a really good way to talk about the story or cases in the past that we've covered here at our channel, and what actually upsets me very much about fake news is that we don't know if it's true or not. And that's the problem we run into in the past and have recently, is that when you have a fake news story or something, a false report or false imprisonment cases, we've covered it here at the Court of Public Opinion, because in the past it's been that kind of problem. And that those false reports and those fake stories actually could lead to real dangerous, problems. And that's why I covered it, because I know we don't know for sure. No one knows anything really about the case unless somebody's actually assigned to it. And if they're assigned to the case, or they're called to do that case, depending on where they get their orders from, who they get their orders from, you know what I mean? We don't know for sure. I mean, we could speculate. We could even maybe consider and weigh out different options. But here's the thing we run into, is that we haven't had any support at our channel. We've run into a lot of attitude problems. We run into a lot of things. And then finally, when we get somewhere, then you get another side of it. So it's like, you damn if you do and you're damn if you don't. So we can only do what's right in front of us right now. We can take care of whatever we can take care of and move forward. But a lot of times, since we have broadcast posts on our channel, a lot of people don't even respond to that. And then you hear this flack that, why didn't somebody do something? Why didn't somebody react? Or why didn't somebody respond? Well, that's not the problem. The problem isn't that there aren't people who haven't responded, or haven't responded in a way that so-called people would expect. It's just the attitudes. I actually had a panhandle to get back from Washington, D.C. to Pennsylvania, only to end up having lost $800 because something was scrambled on my cell phone in Washington, D.C., and I had to listen and explain that to this one and that one. And it's like, I mean, it's hard to explain what you don't understand. I don't understand how I even got lost in Washington, D.C. to begin with, but that's the only best way I could figure it out, is that because that area is so heavily controlled that it probably scrambled up our app, and then before you know it, I'm asking for money, and then I had, my sister snap off at me, and so there are a lot of things that go on that no one can explain, and they want answers. I just don't have an answer for some of the people we talk to. I don't have an answer. I mean, sometimes I wish I had an answer for every problem we had encountered. So we're going to leave it there, because I'm not sure I fully understand the consequences of someone's actions, but I have to tell you, we really do have to learn to think it through. We don't jump into a situation where we think we know something and assume the worst, because I always try to weigh out what's going to happen next time we ever run into a situation. We ran into problems running out of gas, and it is just by, God's grace that somebody showed up and got me gas and got me home. Several times I would run out of gas, and I'm not quite sure why. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but I know I just had to show up. I had to get there. And many times I figured if you're on a lead or you have a hunch, you just want to jump and get there and get where you need to go. But my experience has been every time we jump to conclusions, that's how people get hurt. And most people, they overreact. They don't give anybody a chance to talk. You come over and then you hear, this is what I heard the other night. You come over unannounced. I mean, there's no crime in coming over and visiting somebody unannounced. There's no crime there. And my sister accused me of things like this. Exactly. There's no crime in going and checking in on somebody and making sure everybody's okay. But running out of gas is one of the issues. And that, in the middle of the night, I know a lot of people don't understand, but if you're in a situation and somebody needs help, you're not going to sit there and complain and start yelling and screaming at somebody. And that's what my experience has been with my sister, Lauren. My sister, she'll just sit there and scream at people, and she won't even give anyone a chance. None of these people will give anyone a chance. They jump to conclusions. They start grabbing somebody. They start shoving, and that's how people get hurt. And that was the problem all along, is that they're fully aware that some of these people just came out of surgery, and they don't remember much. You know what I mean? When you're on anesthesia, you expect them to think a little bit more differently. And there is a certain level of expectation that I'm not unclear about something. When the doctor tells somebody that somebody needed assistance or needs medical care, you don't need to have to listen to the runaround that we got from our relatives and our family. They gave us the runaround for a long time. Some people really took us for a ride lately. And I'm going to just sound off for a while, because you know what? Those people that did that, they were not there to help. They wouldn't call. They wouldn't return messages. There was an emergency the whole time. We had emergency after emergency. And you know how many times people dirty looked at some people? I'm going to give them some dirty looks. I'll give some people some dirty looks. Because you know how rude and nasty it is? That girl and these girls and some of these people can be really rude. You know what I mean? And I don't know about you guys, but I when I'm going out and I want to have a nice night, I don't want to deal with rude, inconsiderate jerk-offs. I don't know about you, but I would like to put them in their place. If I was the kind of person that went through all that trouble to be nice, went through all the trouble to be cordial, I'm going to sound off on some people myself too. You know how many times we have worked where no one ever gave us lick or dime? We're sitting here broke, losing our apartment, losing our job just to take the risks that we took, only to hear this lip service from some of our subscribers and some of these people. You know what I think about some of the subscribers? Not all these subscribers will bend over backwards for anybody, whether it's on your wall or your Twitter page. I mean, some people, it's just like it's entertainment for them. This is not entertainment. These are real lives. These are real people with real stories. And I hope that someday, very soon, some people, instead of giving us lip service and blowing off these cases, because someday it could happen to you. And that's what happened right in front of our doorstep here in Beaver, Pennsylvania. There was a case here that I wasn't even fully aware of. I moved in June 1st, 2016, and right before my eyes, there it was, the case that became so, it was so ugly what happened to Addie. So please, if you really are about helping people, if your word means something, your word is your bond, and you want to help people, please support us and help us, just make a difference here. Make a difference. Help us with donations. We need your help, because when you help us, you're helping these cases, you're helping these stories, you're helping bring to life the concerns that happen to all of us, because this could happen to any family. This could happen to anyone in any neighborhood, as we have learned. Reporting back here from Beaver, Pennsylvania. Thank you for listening to the Field Report. There is an emotional side to these stories because of what you're dealing with. You're dealing with human lives, human stories, This is a very human story. And that's the thing about these reports, is that when you encounter a flood or you encounter things, you don't have time to explain. You just have to respond. And usually first responders who understand how to respond to events or situations, not even somebody with a first responder background doesn't always know how to respond. They just have to go into training mode, and hopefully throughout our training we've been able to respond the best we can. But no one could really truly know what it is to respond to to a crisis or to an emergency. And the problem is that when we don't have supplies or we don't have equipment, we are in that kind of danger. So we need your support. Please help us today. The information will be below. Thank you.